Welcome to STEMI Intern Interviews. My name is John Paul Sanchez Moreno, and I'm a digital media specialist for STEMI. I'm here with,
I'm Prajwala. I'm an ambassador team lead, and I'm a team lead for the member app team.
thank you for being here today with us. And yeah, we'll just go ahead and get started with the questions. So, first of all, what grade are you in?
I'm in 11th grade.
Okay. And where do you come from?
So I was born in Massachusetts, but I moved here when I was really, really young to New Jersey.
Okay, cool. And where does your family come from?
My family's from India.
Okay. How did your family make their way to Massachusetts?
So my dad originally came here in 2000, and he lived like around the country in like California and Illinois. But when he got married, him and my mom settled down in Massachusetts due to his job. So.
Okay. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So what do you like to do for fun?
So in my free time, I like to make crafts and repurpose things.
Okay, and how did you get into that?
So it started with just wanting to use what I had lying around to make something cool like people on the internet do. And yeah.
Okay. So what kind of crafts have you like done before?
So I've made a lot of things. The ones I'm kind of most proud of would be I've made like a purse, Easter eggs, rings, and flowers. But most of them are like decorative. They don't have realistic use. They're not like, built
Okay.
for wear and tear. But
Okay.
yeah.
So it's like art. Okay.
Mhm.
Cool. So what kind of like materials do you make stuff out of?
So it's really anything that's around my house. Like I have this bucket full of like art supplies at my home. And so if I like look through it, maybe sometimes I'll see something that I think could be used to make something else. And so that's usually those materials I work with. But in all of my crafts, I use super glue because it's really helpful.
Okay.
And um anything that's like flashy kind of, so like gems, stuff like that.
Okay. Cool. Cool. So you mentioned the internet as an inspiration. So like more specifically, do you have favorite like um what inspires you to do crafts like and or do you come up with stuff on your own or what's the deal with like that?
Yeah, so it's kind of like a light bulb moment. So if I see something around like on my desk, something that I get from somewhere, or I see someone on the internet making a craft, then it'll sometimes I'll like an image of the craft will like pop into my head and I'll be like, oh, maybe I can make this. And so usually from there, I write out or like I plan what I would have to do. And then if it's doable, I'll make it. But most of the inspiration comes from just seeing things I have from my house or watching people on the internet make things they have lying around.
Okay, cool. Cool. That's yeah, that's great. Yeah, being able to envision things in your head, you would make a great engineer, I think. So on that topic of like jobs and stuff, what's your favorite subject in school and what do you like about that subject?
My favorite subject in school would probably be history because I find it interesting to learn about a past since there were people and events that happened before me and that were able to have such an impact that I didn't know of before. So I think it's cool to learn about
Yeah,
things that happen.
yeah, for sure, for sure. Um, so do you have a favorite topic in history? And so what is it?
Um, it's kind of hard to pick one, but one of my favorites would be culture. So like how certain cultures stayed alive throughout, like other people coming in, taking over the land and stuff, and just how it's evolved and stuff. Um, because I don't know, I just find it interesting.
Yeah, 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 for sure, for sure. Do you have like a favorite culture?
Probably my own Indian culture,
Okay.
just because I um I don't really learn about that in school and stuff. And so
Right.
most of the experiences come from my own stuff, but learning about how it was in the past is interesting to me.
Yeah, for sure. And I know in India there's like a lot of different like
Yeah.
languages even. So yeah, there's a lot to dig in, I'm sure.
Mhm.
So what do you wish to do in the future and why?
In the future, I want to go into computer science because I like coding in general because the like struggle of finishing a code or debugging and then that feeling of satisfaction you get from actually finishing the code is something that I really enjoy doing or like feeling. And I also see a future in computer science where I can help more people, even if it may not be like physically, directly in contact. I think that with the advent of AI, I could definitely use that to help more people if I go into computer science. So that's why.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So where would you like to live in the future and why?
I'd like to live on the East Coast, preferably in Massachusetts because I was born there. And just because the East Coast, at least the northern part of the East Coast, the weather is kind of similar. So I'm used to the weather here. So it wouldn't be a lot of adjusting if I was just to move up or down a state.
Yeah, yeah. Do you have like a dream school, like a college, and if so, why or why not?
I don't have a dream school, but some of the colleges I'm aiming for are outside of New Jersey because I want to, I guess, travel. And so going to a college outside New Jersey is my chance to do that. But some places I am interested in going to for college would be Illinois, because they have a good tech school there. California, because it's California, and Massachusetts, like I said before.
Okay, cool, cool. So what does success mean to you?
Success to me means feeling satisfactory about yourself or what you've done. Because for me, if you walk away from something knowing that you've done your best and that you put in your 100% effort, you didn't hold anything back, then for me, that's success. And in bigger contexts, success is being able to do what you planned for your future or being able to achieve the goals you set for yourself in the way you wanted to. Yeah.
Okay, I like that mindset. So, kind of branching off success, what are you proud of?
Um, I'm proud of how I've persevered through the struggles I've had to face, and I'm also proud of how I've stayed true to myself and I've acted accordingly, even though I felt, like peer pressure, stuff like that. And so I'm proud of just how I've like stuck to my character, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely something to be proud of, especially in this day and age.
Mhm.
With social media and stuff. Yeah. So, what would you say are your strengths?
My strengths are probably my problem solving skills and my hardworking nature, because I've just found that I've been able to finish a task in a short amount of time, but the effort is still there. So it's not done sloppily or whatever. And I think huge part of that is probably my problem solving abilities because no like project will go smoothly or as you anticipated it would. So being able to overcome that hurdle is something that I think I'm pretty good at and something that's helped me a lot throughout my life.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. Things definitely do come up, and that's a strength. Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about STEMI for a little bit, because that's why we're here. So, first of all, what do you do for STEMI, and how long have you been doing that?
So for STEMI, I'm currently a team lead for both the ambassador and the member app team. I've been in both these teams for about a year now, but it was only recently that I became a team lead. And so the ambassador team works to help interns start their own STEMI club, and the member app team is working to develop an app to help promote member involvement.
Okay. How long have you been doing that?
I've been doing that for a little over a year now.
So, how did you find out about STEMI?
So I found out about it through my friend, and she was the one who actually brought me into the ambassador team because she asked me to help start a STEMI club with her. And through
Okay.
that, I like joined member app and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. So, what's your favorite thing about STEMI?
My favorite thing is that you have the flexibility to work on your own schedule because I would say most of the teams are virtual. So the meetings are virtual and the like tasks are virtual too. And so because of that, I can like finish my tasks when I want to as long as it's before the deadline. And so having that flexibility, especially because I like everyone has their own schedule and stuff, everyone has their own school things. I think having that flexibility is really, I like it a lot.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. It's definitely a big plus. Um, so would you recommend STEMI for people interested in what you're currently working on?
I would say that STEMI is definitely helpful when it comes to computer science region. But I think right now they have like 4 or 5 teams you can join in the programming sector. And so STEMI is definitely one of the opportunities I came across that allowed me to gain experience in computer science, especially regarding like app development. Because rather than having to create an app on my own time, STEMI gives me the opportunity to work with others on something that's basically like a passion project. And so having others to rely on in case there's an issue but being able to learn the skills yourself, I think that's something I'd recommend if you're interested in computer science. And if you're interested in gaining leadership skills, the ambassador team is also helpful since you get the experience of starting up your own club and be having to handle like different parts of that process. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I think experience is definitely very valuable,
Mm-hmm.
especially at this age when we're going to college, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, and I mean, I didn't even know that programming had different like subsectors,
Mm-hmm.
right? I, I want to know like, so what does your club like do? Do they like what is it about? Like, what is a semi club about?
So your study club can be whatever you want it to be. So it usually focuses on like a mission statement and a vision statement that a lot of like companies have already. So for my club, it's specifically in like the audience is my region, my town. And so my club, we aim to help middle school students expand in their understanding of STEM by interactive lectures and stuff. And so some of the things we've done are webinars where people would come and they'd listen to us explain a certain career, the opportunities in that career and whatnot. And something we're working on is having in-person um, lectures and stuff where students or middle school students get to practice, get like hands-on experience and mentoring from people in that field. So that's what we're doing. But I know some other clubs are they're working with colleges and universities to provide opportunities for people in the high school. So it definitely depends from club to club. But yeah, that's what my club is doing.
Okay, that's yeah, that's really cool. That's really cool. Um, so I think our audience has heard enough about STEMing. So
Mhm.
let's finish this off with some fun questions. If you could meet a famous person from the past or present, who would it be and why?
I would want to meet Lucy. So she's one of the oldest human ancestors discovered. Um, and I want to meet her because, like I said before, I like learning about history. And so if there's like some kind of translator between us, I'd like to talk to her and ask her about her habits, how the environment was, because it's hard for me to imagine those times. So getting like an insider perspective, I guess, would be interesting.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. So is something that most people don't know about you?
Something most people don't know about me is that I can estimate time pretty well. So if you like locked me in a room, I like with good chance I'd be able to tell what time it is or how much time has been passed. And so that's helpful when, yeah, I'm in a classroom and I can't see the clock or something. But yeah.
That's an interesting ability. Okay.
Mhm.
Um, okay, so if you had $1 million for only an hour, what would you buy?
Well, I'd probably think about my financial status first. So I'd go buy stocks, invest in mutual funds, stuff like that. Um, I'd probably also buy a car, a down payment for a house. And then with the remaining money, if there is any, I would buy concert tickets and albums and stuff from my favorite musicians because that's something I've always wanted to do. And so if I had $1 million to do it, that's what I would use that money for.
Okay, cool. Cool. Very forward thinking. Okay. Well, that is all my questions for today. So thank you. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thank you for doing this. Mhm.